And with salad fingers truly cooked, Boy Fingers serves them up for the greatest of feasts, only
Bruh,
for no one to arrive.
What's going on? I'm Cody and welcome to Nathan for Reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to Film Theory, The Death of Salad Fingers by the Film Theorists. Now this sounds really interesting, and I'm really interested in this. It's always linked to the video in the description. I'm lost because you're new channel. Smash that subscribe button, leave a like video. Let's even get this video like 1,000 likes. And let's go and check out Film Theory, The Death of Salad Fingers. Oh dang dude, bro, that creepy music.
Dear Lady Etheridge,
Oh dang.
I formally invite
Bruh,
your
that is so
attendance.
A
creepy.
new theory, Mr. Fingers. It's been so long, but
Dude,
we
it
have
really
a new
has
theory.
I must ask that you hush.
Oh dang.
Pipe down,
Not having it.
sunshine.
Theorize faster.
Dang.
Yes.
Bruh, dude, that intro was like extra creepy knowing what nightmares are made of.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, the show where salad is back on the menu.
Dude, that's
does
right,
anyone
let's
remember
go!
Salad Fingers? This is one of the classics of internet horror, created by David
Right.
Firth 20 years ago for the OG animation
my
website
goodness.
Newgrounds before it migrated over
Dang.
here to YouTube.com. No joke, I first heard about this thing back in high school when kids were daring each
Dang.
other to go and watch it. You know what? It's been going strong ever since.
is so
Releasing a new
terrifying.
episode once every few years to terrify a brand new generation
Right.
of viewer. What say you
So
about it, Lee?
creepy.
Yeah, I love horror cinema, and it takes a lot to unnerve me,
Oh.
but Salad Fingers has to be one of
Right.
the most off-putting things I've ever watched. In a good way, that's clearly
It's like one of the creepiest things ever, dude. Oh my goodness, just everything about it is
what the creator
terrifying.
intended, and it just gives me the ick.
It's the art
Right?
style, right?
Yeah, that and the mouth
Exactly.
sounds.
We'd best get you in training, squirty bucks.
For me, it's all the squelching
It's
noises.
the sound effects for me. Just
But not only does Mr. Fingers have a soft spot
It's
in my
just
heart
so
as a series that's grown
unnerving.
up alongside me, it's also just one of my favorite mysteries that we've ever covered on the channel. Since the beginning, the fragmented mind of Salad Fingers has been endlessly fascinating to pick at, kind of like a
It's-
festering scab
it's
erupting with
something.
black pus. Why is this world a desert wasteland? What are the real
Exactly.
identities of Salad's puppet pals? And why are we rubbing so much rusted cutlery? Despite the creators saying that they were gonna trash
bruh, dude, like so many questions about this dude, which I think just makes it so interesting, like with the theories and everything. So I mean, there's
all the
so much
theories,
to it.
then
I
saying
feel
that I
like.
was wrong, then saying it was all meaningless and made up in a drug-fueled binge, and then ultimately saying last year that I was doing a
Bro,
good
what?
job before ultimately going off the rails like I tend to. This is just one of those stories that
Dang.
sticks in your head by virtue of how
Right?
unique it is. That's why when we were discussing ideas for my final 10 theories on the channel, I knew we had to come back to the wasteland one final
The film
time. In
theory.
case you missed or forgot our older Salad Fingers theories, which despite them being
Right.
7 years old at this point, they hold up so well.
really
Gotta be honest, I had
do.
also forgotten a lot of the things that we said in them. And man, it was a joy to go revisit those. Editing was on point. Anyway, here are the bullet
Bruh,
points that you need to
editing
know
on
in
the
order
film
to
theories
understand
is
today's
always
theory.
on
On the
point.
surface, Salad Fingers is just a creepy series about a green mutant thing flirting with dead animal corpses, birthing black blobs, and just a whole lot of cannibalism. A whole lot of cannibalism. But pretty quickly it
so
becomes clear that there's
creepy.
more under the surface here. Strange dialogue, references to real-world locations and events, even the use of repeated themes show us that there's more substance buried under the surface of this leafy green dish.
Yeah.
And when you start to piece together the clues, you learn that what we're really witnessing here is the fractured psyche of an Englishman in a post-World War I Britain, specifically the year 1939. Salad Fingers is trapped in a sort of arrested development, struggling with the
Bruh, I was not expecting that, dude. Bruh,
slew of
what?
mental disorders caused by a life of parental abuse and grief from losing his
Dang.
brother. A lot of these issues manifest in the form of dissociative identity disorder, with Salad Fingers slipping between various personalities and personas, including several finger puppet representations of real people from his earlier life. First, we've got Hubert Cumberdale, Salad Fingers' core personality representative of his desire to become a real boy worthy of acceptance.
Ladies and gentlemen, a new, improved Hubert Cumberdale.
I've suspected for a while
Oh my
now that
goodness.
Hubert Cumberdale was
Bruh,
Salad
nah.
Fingers before he became Salad Fingers. This is actually further supported in the new episodes that we're going to be talking about today. Notice the hair on Hubert Cumberdale, and now the hair on Salad as he dresses up for his date. It's practically
It's
the same.
Why must you keep so many secrets, Mr. Fingers?
I'll pretend you didn't say that.
Even here, we see him turn a mirror onto
my
Hubert,
God.
only to reflect back his own image.
You'll
Creepy.
never be a real boy, Hubert Cumberdale.
Other finger puppet personalities include Jeremy Fisher, based on Salad Fingers' biological father, and also Marjorie Stewart
Is
Baxter,
that
a
his mother?
representation of a female presence in Salad Fingers' life. It's not entirely made clear who she is, but I suspect that it's his wife. Throughout the
his
series,
wife.
it becomes clear
Oh.
that Salad Fingers didn't have the best relationship with the rest of his family. From everything we can tell, he was born out of wedlock to a mixed-race couple, the result of a romantic tryst held during the war. This immediately makes him ostracized in the family, being seen as unclean.
Scrub that muck off at once, Hubert Cumberdale.
Oh
I
my
have no dirty immigrants in
goodness.
my house.
It also becomes clear, thanks to the
That is
frequent
so
mentions of
messed
the
up.
Beast, that he was raised in an extremely religious
my
household.
goodness.
Why is Glasgosa so mean?
He was raised under the beast's son.
So the fact that he's an illegitimate child just makes him more of a target. Throughout the series, we see him slip into the
Dang.
persona of angry father figures, abusive mother figures, taunting siblings.
You're a stupid boy.
Yes, Mother. I am a stupid boy.
And that's largely where we left things 5 years ago. However, since we
Right.
last chatted about Salad Fingers all the way back in 2019, Firth has released 2 brand new episodes of the series, Postman and Harvest. Not only do these 2 uploads give us more detail about Salad's origins and broken
Bruh, dude, I think this origin is gonna be so interesting, but also just like extra creepy and sus as well, dude. Like, oh my.
family, but
Let's
shockingly,
go.
it also shows us the death of Salad Fingers. So what's it all mean? Well, don't get all bilious on me, friends. Grab a rusty kettle and let's go.
Grab
So I
a
think the
rusty
best way to start
kettle.
here is by breaking down exactly what happens in each of the 2 new episodes, starting with number 12, Postman. This episode follows Salad Fingers as he plays the role of a postal service worker delivering mail
that
to
makes
various
sense.
imaginary folks around the wasteland. However,
Ray Loki just puts it in like a sewer. He's like, here's your mail, dude. Like people in the sewer.
change when Salad meets a
It
new
must be
hire at the postal
Pennywise.
service, a young girl,
Which I guess are
represented
gonna
by
make-
the half-decayed
Oh.
carcass of a dog. But there's a bit of a problem.
Oh,
Salad
no.
Fingers quickly becomes infatuated with this girl, despite the fact that she seems much younger than he is.
They must be hiring new staff, certainly younger than the usual.
After sharing several
Bruh,
romantic
nah.
moments together, at least as romantic as you can get with the rotting flesh of a dead animal, Salad is confronted
Oh
by the
my
girl's father, a
goodness,
dog-baby
why?
hybrid that looks like it's a failed Full Metal Alchemist experiment.
Oh my-
The father starts dragging the daughter away as Salad Fingers lament.
Bruh, these have to be like the creepiest animations, bruh. Dude, what is happening here?
That the relationship was
I don't
never
even
gonna work
want to
I
know.
was a fool to
I
think
don't even wanna
she'd
know.
be the next
Oh.
Mrs. Fingers.
So what's going on here? Well, this episode isn't about Salad Fingers, it's actually about his father, Jeremy Fisher. It's all about how Salad Fingers imagines Hubert Cumberdale's conception. How do we know this? Well, throughout the episode, there's a lot of suggestive imagery. For example, at the end of the postman's date, he takes the girl to a secluded area where he suggestively pokes her with a stick. Obvious symbolism is obvious. But just to make sure that you really get it, he then plucks and eats a nearby flower. In this case, he is metaphorically deflowering this girl-dog thing. What's more, the entire interference of an ominous father figure in a romance isn't the first one that we've seen in the series. In episode 6,
This is
Present, there
so
are a pair of
creepy.
seemingly disconnected dialogue sequences where Salad Fingers has a one-sided conversation with himself. Splice them together, and you get this.
Jeremy Fisher, I thought you were out fighting the Great War. I'm not one for accusations.
Hold
but
up.
This one's cast iron. I've seen you tailgating my daughter with aspirations of deflowering her rose.
It's an exchange between Jeremy Fisher and the intimidating father of a girl that Jeremy's accused of attempting to deflower. There's that word again. The story of Postman, then, this date between Jeremy Fisher and a younger girl, is exactly what the angry father from episode 6 was referring to. But that's just a bit of extra context for a story that we largely knew the broad strokes
Right.
of. Episode 13, meanwhile, well, this is where we encounter something entirely different. Episode 13, Harvest, is all about exactly that. Salad Fingers
no.
prepping for a harvest, but lamenting that he doesn't have enough food for everyone due to the paltry crop this year.
This year's grand feast is certain to be a disaster.
Notably, we also see Salad Fingers
Ray pulls up like a twig and he calls it the Grand Feast, dude. I bet that would be a disaster.
slipping back into the role of Hubert Cumberdale's parents. Let's just say his home wasn't exactly the most loving place. It's here where we get the sense that Hubert's mother was all about striving to achieve a higher social class. That's
Bro,
why
why
this
is there a
harvest
face
dinner
on
that
his
they're preparing
back?
is so crucial.
We'll be seating guests from the higher society. This is our chance
has to ascend.
Hoping to help the situation, Salad Fingers sacrifices an
Bruh, dude, Salad Fingers, if he hasn't already, I think he's on the verge of, like, literally losing it, dude. Like, I feel like this
old
cannot...
finger puppet, burying it in the ground. What's especially interesting is that this puppet, named Melvin Wishcake, is someone brand new to the series, but wasn't
Melvin
meant to be.
Wishcake.
After doing some digging, we were able to learn via a 2021 tweet that Melvin was actually an unused character originally planned to appear all the way back in episode 2. We also know based on this document that he was intended to be unemployed. Just a fun little side note there. By burying him in the ground, Mr. Fingers is able to summon a supernatural being known as Grandmother Growth. She feeds him vines and then offers up an eyeball for Salad Fingers to eat. An eyeball that eventually causes a growth to appear on Salad Fingers' back. This
that
eventually
explains
spawns into
it.
a brand new character, Mini Fingers.
Hello, Mr. Fingers.
Oh, bro,
Hello, miniature
please don't be
Mr.
what I think
Fingers.
it's gonna be.
Salad Fingers quickly takes this new offshoot known as Boy Fingers under his wing, teaching him about the area they live in and training him to do various menial tasks that they prepare for the grand feast. However, as Salad Fingers is speaking to his finger puppets and encouraging them to embrace Boy Fingers as part of the family, Boy Fingers sneaks up behind him and hits him in the head with a large rock. When Salad Fingers regains consciousness, he realizes that Boy Fingers is turning him into a stew. Before he dies, Salad tries to pass on some last bits of knowledge to Boy Fingers, but is largely dismissed.
It's all taken care of. I do most of it.
Bro, what if this is just like one big loop and it's just continuous with like all of this, dude? It just keeps happening over and over again. That would be a theory.
Guys, it's all in your hands now.
And with Salad Fingers truly cooked, Boy
Oh
Fingers
my
serves him up for the
good-
greatest of feasts,
Bruh,
only for no one
no!
to arrive. So he just begins to
bruh.
eat Salad Fingers himself. Now this is a weird episode, which, you know, is saying a lot considering the
they're
series
all
that we're talking
weird.
about here. But for as esoteric and disconnected as Harvest first appears, it's
Oh
actually
my
continuing a
goodness.
recurring theme that's been happening throughout most other episodes.
Like it's just a
Parenthood.
loop.
As we've pointed out in previous theories, a lot of Salad Fingers' narrative grapples with what it means to have children, and practically
Oh my
every
goodness.
time, Salad Fingers is afraid of that responsibility and ultimately runs away. He leaves the embryo-shaped Stitch Head broken-hearted in episode 4. He decides to give his daughter Yvonne away in episode 9, after also walking away from the infant-like Mr. Branches earlier that same episode. But here,
Mr.
we get something
Branches.
different. This time, Salad Fingers stays. When Boy Fingers emerges from his back, Salad doesn't run away or abandon him. Instead, he does his best to raise him.
When Boy Finger emerges from his back. Oh my goodness, like what? That is...
Which, while a noble gesture, is also the thing that eventually gets him killed. But before we continue unraveling the mystery of Salad Fingers, let's talk about another terrifying topic, cybersecurity, and how you can keep yourself safe online with the sponsor of today's episode,
Bruh, can we appreciate that transition? Oh my goodness. It was so perfect, dude. Like, yes.
NordVPN. If you somehow don't have a VPN yet, we really need to have this conversation. When you're browsing the web, so much of your private information's at risk. Any hacker motivated enough can easily get a hold of that information and use it for whatever nefarious purpose they want. But with a VPN like Nord, just like Salad Fingers slipping through his different personas, you can protect your private information from any bad guys wanting to get a hold of it. When browsing with a VPN, it's harder for them to even know who you
We
are,
have to
let alone
appreciate,
grab
like,
anything
the
harmful, so
crossover.
your internet data stays safe behind Nord's encryption.
Comparing
Plus, NordVPN
Salad
has a strict
Fingers to
no logs
NordVPN?
policy and masks your IP
Sounds
address.
about right.
That means that they don't collect your private data and that no one can track what you're doing on the internet because your business is none of
Solid.
their business. Whatever you're doing online
Not
is
their
between
business.
you and your finger puppets and no one else. But NordVPN can do so much more than just hide your internet activity. It can also make websites think that your internet connection's coming from somewhere.
Bruh, I can't with these comparisons to Nord and Salad Fingers. They are the best. Let's
else,
go.
even from an entirely different country. We're actually using NordVPN for this exact purpose right now, believe it or not. We have to watch a lot of content for Film Theory, and it sucks that all the movies and TV shows are split up amongst the streamers. I'm rewatching Rick and Morty right now for another upcoming theory,
Hey,
and I'm
let's
annoyed because it
go.
isn't available on Netflix here in the States, but it is over on the UK version of Netflix.
That's
so I just
weird.
open up Nord, click one of their British servers, and all of a sudden I'm hunting down Rick Prime without needing to sign up for a
Rick
brand
Prime.
new streamer. All in all, VPNs are essential if you
It's
want to
really
keep yourself
interesting how
safe
that's the
online these
case.
days. And there's no better choice right now than Nord. It works on basically any device, whether it's your phone, PC, laptop, or tablet. And it can connect up to 6
Yes.
devices at once. And best of all, if you use my link right now, you're gonna get an insane deal on a 2-year plan. With
Insane
Nord
deal.
even throwing in an extra 4 months for free. Yeah, you heard that one
Dang.
right. So if you want to start protecting yourself right
Hey.
now and see everything that a VPN has to offer, go check out
Including the shows.
nordvpn.com/filmtheory for a huge discount
And
on a 2-year
safety.
plan plus 4 additional months for free. Plus, it's all risk-free with with a 30-day money-back guarantee, all by going to my link at nordvpn.com/FILMTHEORY.
That has to be like one of the
you know,
best ad
just click the link
placements.
down in the description below. Thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring
Like
this portion of
comparing
the video.
the film
Now
theory
let's
to
scuttle on back over to
NordVPN.
that fascinating
It's
and creepy
applicable.
world of Salad Fingers. So Salad Fingers gives birth to this new boy, but unlike him abandoning childlike figures in the past, this time he stays. And this continues a theme that we've seen in the latter episodes of the series. In episode 11, we see him rejoice in making Hubert into a real boy, even fighting off his family to protect him. And again, here with Boy Fingers, we see him making a real attempt to raise this child. While he's firm, he's not violent or demanding like the other father figures that we've seen throughout the series. Even when Boy Fingers is preparing the Salad Finger stew, Salad Fingers doesn't once say anything negative despite being cooked alive. Instead, his concern is all about continuing to pass on knowledge to the next generation.
I'll need to show you where we keep the spare towels and of course
I'll need to show you where we keep the spare towels, dude, because that's important. You've got to know where the spare towels are.
Hubert's swollen ankle requires ointment.
He's trying to approach raising Boy Fingers with a new perspective, a new point of view. In short, earlier episodes showed us Salad Fingers playing out the reaction Hubert's mother had to her son, disowning him, abandoning him, telling him to toughen up, saying that he's not fit for them. And now these more recent episodes are showing us Salad Fingers' approach to his own kids. He's loving, compassionate. He's trying his hardest to break the cycle of neglect, even if it figuratively and literally consumes him. Except rarely do things end happily in the world of Salad Fingers. The true tragedy of all of this, despite his efforts, it doesn't work. Boy Fingers is still trapped in this cycle of self-hatred, still consumed by the sins of his past. Why do I say this? Well, not only does he literally kill his own parent that looks identical to him, that right there, that's a pretty big red flag, but more importantly, it all comes down to this rock. Yeah, I'm serious. You see, this rock, it isn't just any rock, it has a name.
This is Bartholomew de Grise.
And he's the weapon that Boy Fingers uses to strike Salad Fingers in the head before boiling him in the stew. Bartholomew here, he was the murder weapon used to end Salad Fingers' life. This is important because in the previous episode, Postman, Salad Fingers says this.
Bartholomew de Grise, my oldest chum. Hopefully the legal troubles are behind you.
Bartholomew is facing legal troubles, almost as if he killed someone, as if he was the person who killed the previous Salad Fingers. Now, you might think that this is just an unrelated moment, but we have proof that the murder and the legal troubles are one and the same. See, when Postman was first uploaded, people were curious about what these legal troubles were, enough so that one person named Wilkinson
Bruh, that is so interesting, dude. I never even thought about that, dude. Like Bartholomew. Oh, bro, what, dude? And
went so far as to ask David Firth if they were going to get a backstory on them. And David Firth confirmed that they would find out more in the next episode. Cut to Harvest and the violent murder of Salad Fingers. This proves that the Salad Fingers we're following in Postman is actually Boy Fingers all grown up. They're happening in reverse order. Which means that this new Boy Fingers, he's still confronting the dark truth of his father's conception as Hubert Cumberdale. He's still having to deal with the inappropriate relationship that his grandfather Jeremy Fisher had with a much younger woman, and he's still grappling with the fallout of what all of this did to Hubert's family life growing up. This is all about the ripple effects of trauma and how it tends to carry through generation after generation. Maybe if Boy Fingers had listened before boiling his dad alive, then yeah, maybe this could have been avoided. But at least for now, there doesn't seem to be any sort of escape for Salad Fingers from this vicious cycle. What he needs here is to process the pain of his past in order to not pass it along to the next generation. In order for Salad Fingers to truly grow, to move on, he has to bury the puppets of his past. But hey, that's just a theory.
Bruh, dude, I was not expecting that. That got so deep at the end.
A film theory.
Holy
and cut.
Oh, take. Yo, that was so amazing and so interesting, dude. I guess finding out, like, the death of Salad Fingers, like, oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. That got, like, extra interesting and creepy as always with Salad Fingers, but oh my goodness, I think from beginning to end, like, the editing, dude, like, the death of Salad Fingers, like, oh my goodness, the twist, I guess, at the end, dude. Also, extra creepy as well, dude. Salad Fingers has to be, like, one of the most eerie, like, terrifying things ever, dude. Like, it's so unsettling, yet you can't stop watching it, which I think is so amazing, but also makes it extra terrifying. But I think this was so amazing, like in the film theory. I think that was so amazing, just like extra creepy. But what do you guys about film theory, the death of Salad Fingers? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, click that bell to turn notifications. But so, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, so, guys, I'll catch you in the next reaction video.